Can 2018 LeBron save France? I don't know what we're doing anymore for content. I seriously don't. I think we've run out of ideas. I mean, look, it's a cool idea, but I got to see how this is done, because if it's not done right, it's going to look absolutely terrible. And I don't want that, because I think it's going to, I want this to be a good video, not a bad one. I don't know. I'm already skeptical. It's like 7 minutes. It might be good. It might be really bad. But let's see. Can 2018 LeBron prevent France from falling to Nazi Germany during World War II? What have we come to as a country?
Could 2018 LeBron prevent France from falling to Nazi Germany in 1940? To answer this, we need to look at 3 categories. A, why LeBron is capable. B, why and how the French lost. And C, how LeBron can change the course of history.
Okay, first off, let's start with the elephant in the room. LeBron wasn't even born back then. I know this is for comedy, but like, I guess this is all hypothetical. If he was born back then, what would he do? But I mean, one man is not going to would not save France. Why and how the French lost? Yeah, it's important to know in terms of the historical perspective, but then also how LeBron can change history. He's not changing history. But all right, let's entertain it. Let's entertain it. It's creative. This is creative. But it better be right. It better be a very compelling case.
Firstly, why is LeBron capable? During the regular season of 2018, LeBron averaged 37 minutes per game while putting up 28 points per game, 9 rebounds per game, and 9 assists per game. He did it on efficient shooting with a 54% field goal percentage and a...
Okay, so you're going to say he's efficient and effective.
37% three-point percentage. What makes this more impressive is that LeBron showed up every night. He played all 82 games, but it does not stop at the regular season. LeBron's 2018 playoff averages after 22 games consist of 34 points per game,
okay,
9 rebounds per game, 9 assists per game, a steal and a half per game, 1 block per game, off of yet again efficient 62% true shooting, playing 42 minutes per game. LeBron was doing all of this at the age of 33. He had to complete...
At the age of what?
LeBron was doing all of this at the age of 33.
Oh, Lord. You're going to act like 33 is old. That's crazy. That's nuts. Yeah, 33 is old. All right.
He had to completely take over and carry a bum team. For those who don't believe this was a bum team, by February of 2018, this is who the Cavaliers were able to get at the trade deadline.
Come on, talk clear.
Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., George Hill, and Rodney Hood. This
Clarkson, Hood, and Hill were all solid. Clarkson the best of the group, but
group managed to play only 30 games together before the postseason started.
That's why.
Now, for those who still don't understand how tragic this squad was, this was LeBron's help for the playoffs. Firstly, we have LeBron's only all-star teammate on the entire roster, Kevin Love, who put up 15 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. However,
the man averaged a double-double.
39% field goal percentage and missed Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Next up, we got our trade deadline acquisition, George Hill. 9 points per game, missed the crucial free throw in the finals of Game 1, and put up a 45% field goal percentage. Then we got the infamous J.R. Smith with 8 points per game off 37% field goal shooting. Next up.
Listen, at least, I don't care what you got to say about JR. Listen, at least his teeth are glistening. Everybody else looked like they're having a hard time.
Off 37% field goal shooting.
What's going on, man?
We got our boy Tristan Thompson. 6 points per game.
Ah, yes. Don't even get me started on
Jordan
Tristan.
Clarkson. 4 points per game with 30% field goal shooting. LeBron took this group of role players to a finals appearance, beating people like the Pacers and a prime Victor Oladipo in a legendary Game 7 series, where LeBron put up 45
that was a legendary
points in
series,
Game
but
7, Then he swept DeMar DeRozan and the Raptors.
Yeah, but DeRozan got traded after this because they
45
realized that
points
they
in
couldn't
Game
win
7.
with that squad.
Then
They needed
he
to
swept
go
DeMar
refresh it.
DeRozan and the Raptors.
Renamed Toronto LeBronto for a year because of this. That's not, dude. You could do so much better than that joke. You could do so much better than that joke.
Hitting a nasty game-winning shot in Game 3. Then, proceeding to the conference finals, LeBron came back down 3-2 against the young Jason Tatum Celtics, dropping 46 points in Game 6 and 35 points in Game 7.
What does this got to do with the French?
This is an outrageous clutch factor that we've seen here. While he fell to the Warriors in 4 games, they were arguably the best basketball team of all time. They had names like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay
17
Thompson.
was the best, not 18.
In this final series against the greatest team of all time where they did not win a game, LeBron still averaged 34, 9, and 10. Now, we move on to Section B, where we look at why France lost. In May to June 1940, Germany defeated France in just 6 weeks during the Battle of France. Germany used tactics like
Blitzkrieg, lightning war, military tactics designed to win campaigns quickly through overwhelming speed, surprise, and coordinated firepower. That means they basically go all out at once and just rush hard down the middle.
France built the Maginot Line, which
line of concrete fortifications, obstacles, weapons, installations built in France in the 30s. The line was to deter invasion by Nazi Germany and force them to move around the fortifications of Belgium.
which are fortifications along the German border.
I mean, the
problem?
defense was solid,
Germany
but
outsmarted France. They didn't attack it directly. They flanked them and went through a forest which France thought was too difficult for tanks. Once German tanks crossed the Moose River,
they doubted their
they
opponent.
broke through, and this led to the Dunkirk evacuation where Britain evacuated its army. And at this point, France's northern armies were cut off. Despite France's large army, the third biggest in Europe, over 3,000 tanks, they lost due to slow decision-making, poor coordination, and a very outdated game plan. Paris eventually fell in June 1940 and leadership collapsed. Prime Minister Philippe Pétain requested an armistice instead of continuing the fight from overseas. This was a massive L from France, especially as the favorite to win this scrap.
The favorite. What are we doing in this video? What are we doing? Minus 450. First of all, France's odds of winning that fight were realistically probably about a 400 plus 400, not minus 450. Come on. You're calling them a heavy favorite. That's not true. You're attacking a stronghold, but their techniques were weak. Their defenses were overlooked. They didn't fully cover their bases. They overlooked areas where like, oh, they wouldn't dare do that. And because they went with that mindset of just making an assumption they would never go through the forest, they cost themselves. But that lack of planning and leadership is what's going to cause this kind of problem to happen, where Germany was able to expose their blind spots and destroy them from the outside and contain everybody in so they could take over the city. Dude, come on.
Now,
you should have known
part
better.
C, the most important part.
You were never the
How
favorite.
could LeBron have stopped this event?
Exactly, how?
The biggest difference we see in these two events is the help. French had one of Europe's strongest militaries, having 2.2 million soldiers along with 3,200 tanks with a notably strong air force. Meanwhile, LeBron's best players were Kevin Love and George Hill. France also took their L much quicker in 6 weeks, while LeBron's 2018 playoffs run.
Why does it sound like somebody is drumming on my microphone and in my ears now? Pause a second. We got the cat showing up. What up, Loki?
Lasted over 7 weeks or 51 days. France also got dominated during this time against an underdog, while LeBron was the underdog and won 3 series before he eventually got defeated.
I guess. This is just from a logical sense, because I think with logic in a brain. I want to know what goes through a person's brain to make them think about these concepts, because this is just this is ridiculous. I know nobody's taking this seriously, but like, I'm gonna take it seriously for a minute. Why in the world would you think that? First of all, LeBron does not have any kind of military knowledge or strategy. You have to be a military strategist to understand what you have to do in order to win that. in order to survive an attack like that. Meanwhile, that's not happening. He doesn't know the military strategy. He doesn't have a strategy. He just does it. He just does what he does. That's LeBron for you. He's a basketball player. He's a heck of an athlete. He's not a military leader. He's not capable of doing the strategy of a military. Let's just not. If you want to go in terms of like comparing NBA strategy in a non-direct way to military strategy, he was a solid strategist and really did a lot of the work himself, but never had the right cast around him that year. You picked 1 year. Dude, you got to make a better argument than this.
Not only that, we saw LeBron's ability to play away from home. Because when
what does that got to do with this?
Line across Germany's border, they got finessed. But when LeBron went to Toronto in Game 3 and back to Boston for Game 7, he dominated. He shows there was levels to this game. Overall, in consensus, I believe the answer is absolutely yes. LeBron could have stopped the fall of France in 1940. LeBron dominated and battled longer, having much less help than the French did, and he captained his team to multiple wins. The French, meanwhile, had a terrible game plan with terrible leadership, and France lost to an underdog while LeBron lost to the greatest team of all.
France was never the favorite. They were the underdog.
Playing an underdog in the
they
finals,
always were the underdog because they
This
always let Germany do whatever they want that year.
Not give up the Maginot Line using his leadership.
Gosh, man, how does nobody remember? The European nations were completely useless during that time. They just kept trying to say, don't do it. Hey, wait a minute. No. Don't take Poland. Don't take these nations. Oh, come on. You can't do that. Okay, now don't touch them. Oh, you touch them? Why would you do that? And then they just kept taking whatever they wanted. Because there was no enforcement. There was no hammer. There was nothing to shut them down and say, you impeded into this land. Now we have to destroy you. There was no firm fist in order to enforce this. If they would have enforced it with force and strength from the beginning, we would have never been in this situation to what it was in World War II. We may not have had a serious length and strength that was World War II. The strategy of the Germans and the Japanese was overwhelming the American forces and the Allies. It wasn't until a mistake in terms of ego by the Germans opened up the opportunity for the United States and for Europe to finally fight back and get in. And especially on the opposite side, with Japan made a mistake because they were not doing a good job protecting the islands, and the United States was taking island after island after island. They were slowly working their way through. Japan was doing a good job putting them their backs against the wall, but there was one battle they made a mistake in, and then eventually we all know about what happened with the atomic bomb. Either way, you just look at everything here. And I really hate saying this, but there is nothing LeBron could have done as a leader of a basketball team, even if it's a military strategy, if he wanted to be, that would have changed the outcome of what happened with France. The problem was the nations were weak. They were too soft on Germany, and Germany was allowed to take whatever they wanted because nobody was willing to stand and fight until their land became threatened. And then it was too late. The armies were too strong. That was the issue. Nothing LeBron could have done to fix that.
Saw him come back 3-2 against the Celtics and put up numbers in both Game 7s against the Pacers and Celtics. So why wouldn't he come back and clutch in this situation? Overall, LeBron's clutch factor, dominance, and mindset would have increased the French odds significantly and allowed them to not be overwhelmed by the Nazi Germany's tactics. And this is why, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 2018 LeBron would have prevented the fall of France during World War II.
2018 LeBron would have prevented the fall of France. What have we come to as a country? High school students in the future will study the effects of LeBron glaze. Thank you. That's about the only major thing I get out of this, by the way. The only one. There is no words for how dumb this is. How many views did this get? 507,000. Oh my gosh. What do people like anymore? I don't even know. YouTube, what have we done? LeBron would have never fixed it, but you know who would have? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan could have stopped that if he was around in that time. He would have led a real victory. He knew how to deal with the bad times and he knew how to deal with the good times. That's the answer. Michael Jordan could have done it. We always talked about Jordan being the GOAT. If he's the GOAT, he would do a better job than LeBron would. So Yo, Jordan probably could.